Let's make a comic book, but let's make it a little bit different. Instead of one person or a team making the whole book, we're going to have every panel made by a different cartoonist. We're going to do 1 page per episode, so the number of guests is the number of panels on the page. So now you're probably wondering, what's this comic book going to be about? Well, let me tell you. It's going to be about a robot. This robot, whose name is Blank. What happens next? Nobody knows, but it's going to be fun finding out. Hello, welcome. Another episode of Let's Make a Comic Book, where we make a comic book with a different artist on every single panel. And tonight we've got 3 artists in with different artists on every single. Sorry, so did it echo? So let's have a introduction to tonight's artists. We'll start with got Mike Nason here. Hello.
Hi. Hey, Mike.
And we've got Zach George here too. G'day, Zach.
Howdy.
And we've got Tim McEwen holding it down in the bottom square.
Me.
All right. So we're going to make a comic book page with these 3 guys. So first, we're going to have a look at last week's page. I'm going to bring that up here.
Yep.
So you can see we've got Lauren Marshall at the top. She brought in the eyeballs chasing Blank. And then we've got Danny Nolan in the second spot. And he's got the change of tact, methinks. Blank's turned into a kind of torpedo shape and juked the eyeballs. And then Lee Chalker's unleashed hell, where Blank's landed in the dirt up to his knees. And there's a giant winged eyeball army bearing down on the stuck in the dirt Blank. So it's going to be fun for whoever goes first has to follow that one up. So what we'll do now is we'll pick the order of who goes first, and we'll have Sis has the 3 cool things to choose from, and we'll get
remove myself.
We'll get Mike to choose first.
Cool. I'll bring myself up and show everyone what we're talking about. Okay. We have 3 items that you've got to choose from. We have the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle van. We have Optimus Prime's trailer. There we go. Covering the symbol there. And the Wonder Woman mobile. You can see Wonder Woman written on the side there. I don't know. Yeah. So choose one of them, Mike.
Optimus Prime's vehicle attachment.
Good choice. You, my friend, are going
Number
second.
2.
Woohoo! Yay! All right.
Okay, now we'll get Zach to choose one.
I'll stick with Wonder Woman.
Oh, could have predicted that. And where have I put the number? There we are. Oh, you're last, Zach.
Zach's number 3.
Okay.
So Tim's first. And now we get, if you put me to full screen.
I'll just show that there is one for Tim.
Excellent.
And Doug's trying to get in on the action.
Right, Tim, you get to choose from the hand of choosing, and I'll just bring up the layouts that we'll be picking from today. So you get to choose 1, 2, or 3.
Cool. I'll go for number 2, thanks.
Number 2 is number 1, which is the 3.
Oh, that's
3 down.
nice.
Cool. I'll bring that up. So I should start now, yeah?
Yep. Start
Yeah.
drawing.
Okay.
7.
You can think of something, go for your life.
All right.
And Zach, you're
I'll
number
start
3.
reading out comments. No? Oh, sorry.
Yeah, read the comments out.
Yeah, sure. Okay. So Nick May got in here about half an hour early and said, let's see a page emerge from the blankness. And then Peter Lane came in just before we started with a let's go. And then he said, oh, wow, what a lineup, once he saw who was on the screen. And then 3 legendary individuals. And he went, oh, hang on, sorry, 4. Oh, now 5. So he counted me and Ed in eventually. And Ed has disappeared. So, yes. Well, I'll just, take over for Ed. I don't know where he's gone. Mike, tell us a little about yourself.
All right.
While Tim rolls away.
I've been in and around the comic scene since the early 90s. I've done bits and pieces here and there. On average, I've gotten maybe one thing published per year, with a few years missing. Only very small bits and pieces, 2 pages, 4 pages.
Okay.
The most amount that I did was 27 pages of inks on the 3rd issue of Vigil, when that was being published by Local Act. Other than that, I've worked with, Dylan on a few things in the early 90s.
Cool.
Actually, my first published thing was 2 pages in Darndale. And
cool.
let me see, what else have I done? Right at the moment, I'm assisting Peter Lane with a few things for Reverie.
Cool.
Just touching up some covers. I'm going to be doing an ad for Reverie books. And then I've spoken briefly with Gary, so maybe there'll be some things happening there as well.
Oh, sweet. Bit of Reverie work. Lovely.
Yeah, cool.
Cool. Well, we've just had Danny Nolan. Sorry, Danny. Yeah, I just combined his names, his surname and first name. He's gone, Lee made it hard for you guys. And I think he's right with that whole apocalypse and stuck in the mud till his knees.
I wasn't looking forward to being first.
So, I guess we'll pester Zach now.
What would you like to know?
Tell us about your comic books that you make.
Currently, I'm still working on Bronwyn, issue 4 of the main series, and issue 2 of the Prelude series at the printer.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
Issue 5 launches on Kickstarter in 2 weeks. And then I've got some Vivian Jones crossover stuff with Sky's Cavern Library coming up.
Oh, okay.
And I have another book, but that launches in August.
Ooh, secret book.
Yeah.
Do you have any? Sorry to interrupt. Do you have any examples of your book that you could show anyone?
Oh,
This is
cool.
a proof copy.
I'll bring you up so you can see it properly.
Yeah. Because I've just connected your face to the name. I didn't realize. Yeah, cool. Great.
Nice.
Yeah.
Red-headed warrior.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
that's excellent ad.
So you're going to be using the grey Copics tonight, Zach?
Yep.
Excellent.
We'll see if I get that. We'll see if I get
That's right. I
that.
forgot to mention to everyone that it's black and white, just in case anyone thought I was doing color. Always forget something, and this time it was black and white. At least it wasn't that you're on tonight.
So ask Mike what got you into comics and drawing and being an artist and all that stuff?
That's a really good question. All I can say is I remember telling my parents when I was 6 years old that I was going to become a cartoonist. And
Nice.
so I asked my mother how to draw, and she told me to ask my dad. And yeah, he drew a smiley face, and I think that was about it. Um, but I'd seen the superhero movies, Superman, and all that kind of stuff in the early '80s. I inherited some comic books around that age, things from the '70s. Dracula, horror stuff, plenty of Marvel stuff as well. And then I stumbled across a Spider-Man comic book in 1986 when I was living in Norway. And from then on, I was hooked into the idea of becoming a comic book artist. But I had to make it back to Australia, which took about 4 years. And I thought Australia had a industry, because it's a huge country and all that kind of stuff. So I had my sister send me some Australian comic books. She sent me an issue of Iron Man, which I wasn't actually very impressed with. But then she sent me also an issue of Southern Squadron number 10 with Gary Challoner's work. And I thought, wow, Australian comics are better than American comics. So that got me inspired. And then, let me see, it was maybe 94. I was pestering a comic shop owner and showing him my work, and he got so fed up that he gave me Greg Gates's number.
Oh, nice.
So I met up with him, and through that I met up with Dylan, and that was kind of how it started.
Excellent.
Wow.
Yeah.
What shop was that?
That was the late great Ian Eddy's shop in Ringwood.
Wow.
Yeah. And just to add to that story, David Bird became my brother-in-law. So if anyone knows David Bird from Fox Comics,
Wow.
it's a bit of a story there, but yeah, it's been fun. Let's put it that way. So yeah, that's right. I also did a bunch of stuff with David Bird as well. I think he's just going to reprint something. It was originally appeared in Tango, maybe number 4 or 5. It was like a 4-page strip. So that's coming out sometime. But yeah, that's generally the story.
That's a cool story.
Yeah. I think that's the coolest one.
Who's going second?
That's me.
Mike.
Yeah.
Did you want to get started, Mike? Because I've got enough of a rough here that you can actually get started.
Cool. I'll bring it up on the screen.
Absolutely. No problems.
So I've gone for the underground shot.
That's clever.
Oh, cool.
Looking at Blake's head underground, and he's saying, "Oh, hello, secret underground civilization." So over here on the right is, I haven't drawn it yet, but these are all going to be buildings and tiny little creatures, people, and a little lake with a sailboat. So there's this tiny little miniaturized civilization under the ground.
Oh, awesome. All right.
So,
okay.
See what you like.
Lots of possibilities.
Yes.
Yeah, lots.
Yeah.
So you could draw the underground civilization or the
yeah, I could reverse the and have nice creatures looking up at him, and then Zach can figure out how to draw those guys or something. Yeah. All right.
Oh well, Zach.
All right. Let's get started.
Is that the way it normally goes with this thing? That that the person who's doing the third panel ends up really copping it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they usually put the big zinger on the end too for the next episode as well.
Yeah, for the next episode. Darren Close has just popped in and he says, "Hi guys, good to see you, Mike."
Hey, Jack. Hey, Darren. Hope you're doing well.
All right. Well, might get started. Well, let's hear Zach's origin story of comic books and art and why.
I just always loved comics. I started Bronwyn in high school, which I found out this year was 18 years ago,
Oh,
which
nice.
is terrifying. So yeah, that's actually traumatizing to think that's that long. But yeah, I don't know. I just always enjoyed comics, and then I got sick of trying to figure out how to draw Batman, Wonder Woman, because chances are I will never get there. So I figured just do my own stories.
So,
Cool.
You said earlier that you're working on a second project soon that you're
Mhm.
keeping secret, which is fine. Is it going to be like a completely different genre to Bronwyn? Because that's like swords and sword play and
It's
stuff.
set in the same universe,
Cool.
except it's
Oh,
set
okay.
in the 2020s.
Oh,
Oh.
fantastic idea!
oh wow.
That's cool.
So
That's
there's elements of Bronwyn. Vivian Jones is like a parallel universe, but everyone is like has a giraffe head. So there's like a giraffe headed version of Bronwyn out there as well.
Cool.
And then it's all connected. I'm kind of taking the Mike Mignola approach where he bounces between time periods and whatever he wants, but it's still intertwined. So I think I like that
Nice.
idea of world building.
That's a great
So I'm
idea.
going to follow that model for now.
Matthew Madden has come in and he's like, I reckon Tim can sneak a greener pastures reference in there.
I hadn't even thought of that.
Oh, Bronwyn Draft. Nice.
Oh, there you go.
Then Facebook user, unfortunately, we don't know their name. Awesome looking forward to see where these legends take poor little blank. Well, so far he's been taken into an underground civilization. See where he goes from there. See if I'm looking forward to seeing if Zach does a real difficult panel at the end to really stump next week. Do you mind if I sneak a peek at you, Tim, at what you're doing?
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead.
Okay. Oh, it's already on you. Oh, that's not what I meant to press. Try this one. There we go.
And speaking of greener pastures,
Oh, I'll bring you up.
Oh, hey, on your head.
tell us about
Do
the
it again. Do it again.
Are they from your collection? Like, or
yeah.
did you get them recently?
Yeah, I got them a while back from that. I can't remember what it's called.
Own Indie?
No,
Something else?
it's that Nathan and Ice's shop in Hyatt.
Oh.
There's
In which suburb?
in Hyatt in Melbourne. I can't remember what it's called, but he had a big indie. It's all complicated, and I can't remember. But I've only had them for a couple of years, so I never got them back in the day because the news agents around my area didn't ever have them. So they're either selling out or they weren't carrying them. But I collected Bug and Stump and Platinum Grit and stuff like that, but never managed to get the greener pastures back in the day. So it's good to get I'm pretty sure I got a full set in one hit.
Cool.
Nice.
I was just on the phone with Mike Sexton today.
Oh, nice.
Bug and Stump fame.
Nice.
So tell us about the Cowman and how that came about. Is his name Trevor?
Yeah, Trevor. So Trevor started life as a comic strip in a university newspaper. Oh yeah, thanks for putting the Kickstarter up.
That's cool.
So yeah, that was a university newspaper, and they just wanted some content, and Michael, who's the writer, the co-creator, was offered the space in the New South Wales University newspaper, and back then we were pretty young and we didn't really know too many other people who made comics. So he contacted me and said, "Do you want to collaborate on something?" So that's where it got its start, and that was in 1990. That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
And that ran for a year in the paper, but then he graduated and we all got jobs and whatnot. And then a little while later, like a couple of years later, we both kind of at the same time came up with the idea that we should restart it, but do it from the beginning and do it as a comic book. And that's where the comic that you've got in your hands comes from. So that was published. We started publishing that in 1994 as a fully fledged comic. So, yeah.
Yeah, they're going to reprint the newspaper strips.
Yeah, I reckon we will eventually, but that's pretty low on the priority list of reprints, I think. But I can't see why not. There's about a dozen episodes. It's not like there's a million episodes or anything. So as a reprint, it's really only going to be a floppy. But yeah, it's interesting because the amount of story that is similar is interesting. The amount of story that's similar in the strip versus in the comic is similar, but also the part where we start to diverge is interesting as well. So for people who are that interested, completists like that, yeah, it'll be out eventually, but I think that's a few years away. And I'm actually still reasonably proud of some of the work that I did then. Some of it, there was one episode which was 100% what's the term, like 100% hinged on a visual joke which Michael wrote and was actually a pretty funny joke, but I just couldn't draw it. I didn't have the skills at the time to draw this thing that was a little bit complex. Actually, it was a play on the idea that words go in one ear and out the other, that phrase. So Trevor's at university supposedly at his lecture, and the words are going in one ear and out the other one because he's not paying attention. He's, I don't know, doing some shenanigans instead. And no one's ever gotten that joke. It's just I did it so poorly. But then there are other episodes where I feel like my ability to draw interesting cartoony sort of characters was already starting to develop pretty well. You can kind of tell that I can't remember. I've only just discovered Will Eisner, or if I was just really starting to very much get into him, because there's a few like Eisnerisms in there as well. So yeah, a few things like that would actually make it reasonably interesting. I think worth doing.
Oh, and we've got Nick Mays just come in and said Oasis Comics was my local store.
Oasis.
That's yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Am I allowed to cheat? I was going to just ask this question. Am I allowed to cheat and have blank, like, wink? Can his eyes, like, shut like that? I had a look at the reference, and it doesn't really do that. I can get away.
They can sprout missiles and stuff, so I don't see why I can't wink.
That's right. I forgot about the missiles.
Check in on Mike. And,
yeah.
There's enough there that you can probably figure out a third panel.
Oh, cool.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So they're fish head guys, googly eyes.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah. All right, cool.
It's awesome.
Comics need more fish head guys, Mike. Thank you.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you for
They
doing
wearing
that.
coloured robes or something.
Yeah, something like that.
And they're sorry, my screen's tiny.
Is that and Blank's flying away out of the hole?
Yeah, he's flying out, so it'll be black, more or less black in the background. You'll see the tiny little hole that he's flying out from, and
So
then
he's
there'll
I think
going-
that's
be,
enough of that.
So he's going back to fight Lee's monsters.
no.
That
Well,
looks like
he's
he's
just
on
entering
the
the cabin to see what's going on, or So
What did
he's
you want him to
flying
do,
from
Zach?
that little hole, and you get to decide obviously what happens next. So yeah, who knows?
Okay.
Hopefully, I got everyone's Instagram right.
Looks like it to me.
The thing was brought up just before, but Tim, you're running a Kickstarter.
I am. So I was mentioning dates like 1990 and 1994, the last century. But we're relaunching Greener Pastures with the next issue. And the next issue is issue 8. So the Kickstarter is to buy issue 8. It follows on directly from issue 7. And if you don't have the earlier issues, it's not a big deal because they're all available both digitally and physically in the Kickstarter as well. So you can grab the whole lot all at once. So yeah, it's a Kickstarter to relaunch, and this year I'm planning on I'm doing quite a few new issues. We're gonna do issues 8, 9, and 10 this year.
Wow.
Issue 8 is actually a slight reworking of the script that was written in 1997 for issue 8, but was never published. But we've reworked it a bit to bring it into line with our current abilities. But issues 9 and 10 and 11 are all set in 1997, and they're all brand new stories that I think Michael had in his head, but we never kind of even got to scripting stage for those. So yeah, they're all kind of more university age shenanigans for Trevor and his mates before we bring Trevor back into 1990 into the 2020s when he's no longer a young man but he's a middle-aged man. So any of you that read the Greener Pastures work that was in Adventure Illustrated issues 1 and 2, you'll see that Trevor in those issues seems to be a lot older, and that's true, he is. So we're going to eventually get those two stories to meet up.
That's cool.
Cool. Let's go pick on Tim again.
I'm not going as fast as Mike is. But we're getting there. I'm actually not the world's fastest drawer. And I was saying to the guys earlier, everybody, and I'm gonna use this as my excuse for why my drawings are no good. I'm not really used to drawing digitally, but for the sake of having ease of vision for the audience, I'm doing it. I have worked digitally in the past, especially when I'm doing storyboards, because storyboards is a kind of activity that if you're not doing it digitally, you really shoot yourself in the foot, because there's a lot of repetition, copying and pasting, and resizing images, and none of it has to look really beautiful. Most storyboards are pretty rough, again, I'll invoke the name of Mark Sexton from Bug and Stump fame. His storyboards are beautiful. They all look amazing. But most people's storyboards are usually a lot rougher than that. So that's usually my extent of digital drawing. I do most of my coloring digitally because I'm too afraid to actually put a marker or a watercolors on my original art and then ruin them. I'm always in awe of you, Isaac, and your work with your markers, because it's all, you know, there's no net there, right? Once you put the drawing down, that's it. Once you put the
You paint
tones
yourself
down,
out of a box.
you do what?
If you mess up, you paint yourself out of the corner.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
suddenly
fair
that's just a giant boulder. That's fine.
Excellent. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I'm a little bit slower, I think, than everyone else. And
Not at all.
the amazing thing, because I teach animation students, right, and they're all working digitally, whether they're on their iPads or in Photoshop or wherever it is that they're working. They all work digitally because they're mostly digital natives, and so I'm not much help to them in that regard. But I can teach them, you know, what drawing is about. But where was I heading with that? The fact that I don't draw digitally. I find that I'm an awful lot more accurate with my drawing traditionally. Like you'd think being on a computer that you'd be able to do really accurate lines and everything. And my lines are terrible. They're wobbly and they're not they're not the thickness that I want them to be. All these lines are the wrong thickness as far as I'm concerned. They're not being thick where I want them to be. And I watch people on YouTube who do that thing where they draw a line and then they undo it and they do it again and undo it and do it again. And it's like, how many times do you have to draw it before you get it right? As Zach would know, you draw it once and hopefully it's right, because it's there's no undo.
Pretty much.
Yeah. It's a weird thing because you get quite confident that I'm inking with a brush and I'm just going to put the line down and it'll be right. That's it's going to have to be right?
When I started TAFE, my drawing teacher noticed I kept rubbing out. He made me draw in biro.
Good training.
Wow.
Did you hate it though?
Oh yeah, it was. It's a good learning curve. Like it forces you to adapt and like, it's not meant to be perfect off the bat. You have time to learn. But I wanted to kill him the first few weeks.
Was this in high school or was this at tertiary?
This was TAFE. So after high school, I went to TAFE and did their fine arts and graphic design program.
Yeah.
Woo, pocket. Now I'm going to go pick on Mike again. Ooh, the fish people are coming about.
They look cool.
Yeah, they're very cool. I like the lines, just the shape. I don't know. That's all I know how to describe it.
When they were talking before about doing digital versus traditional, if I'm working digitally too long and I go back to traditional, I start looking for the undo button.
Yeah.
And squeezing the paper to try and shrink it and expand it.
Yeah.
I was gonna say these guys look like a 60s or 70s adventure cartoon kind of bad guy, like a Johnny Quest or Birdman or something.
Yeah, that we'll go with that.
Yeah,
that sounds good enough. I had a character that is actually loosely based on these guys. But when I just saw what Tim was doing, I thought, I can throw this character that I've already done kind of in there. And it's just it's a normal looking guy, but he has these heads. And I've never actually used him for anything. But I just thought, it's an easy thing to draw.
That's awesome. Bring it in. Oh, that's right. You can fly now, can't you? I forgot about that.
Mike, you've got your brush really big.
Yeah, because that allows for a really thin as well. So
yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, the digital stuff has come far enough now that you can kind of treat it as if it's the traditional stuff. And I don't actually do a whole lot of it, but I just kind of fool my mind into thinking it's traditional.
So I use that same pen, but I use it a lot smaller.
Yeah.
To treat it more as a like a Copic marker than a dip pen or a brush.
Yeah.
I have no idea what pen I use.
It's probably that one too, because it's the.
If it's the default, that's what I use.
Yeah.
Yeah. I never mastered the dip pens or brush. So when I started drawing again a couple of years ago, watching YouTube and stuff, most of the people drawing were using the Copic markers,
Right.
whatever they're called. So I just started with that.
Did you dive straight in, or did you start with greys and work your way through?
I started when I was doing the coloring.
Yeah.
I got like 3 grey, like a 1, a 3, and a 5 or something like that.
Yeah.
I was was it the
That's how
Copic
my TAFE teacher introduced them to me, because he was like, you don't need all of them, because by the time they overlap each other, they build on it. It's actually interesting figuring out how to use them.
Yeah, they're really good for getting that solid color, which was really hard back in the day. The microns was the one I was trying to remember, the pigment micron.
Do you find they bleed?
Depends on the paper, I think, and
Yeah.
if you draw fast enough, they don't as much.
Because I can't get those to work for me, or that brand anyway. I don't know.
Just speaking of color, Tim, how did you color these covers back in the before times?
Well, it was early Photoshop. I did color them in Photoshop. I like to tell my students that I'm so old that I used Photoshop back when it didn't have layers. I was using a Photoshop that was just layer free. All you had was the layer you were on and nothing else. And students look at me as if I'm making it up. That wouldn't exist. That's Photoshop has always had layers, but I can remember when some other small software company actually came out with a program that would operate as if there were layers, but you were working with these low-res proxies of all of these different files, and you would place them where you want them, and then it would tell Photoshop how to put together the image. So then it would come out as a Photoshop image, almost like a replay of what you made. Yeah, it was really a weird time. And of course, once Adobe saw that, they stole the idea and made layers. But yeah, the first, I'm pretty sure the first cover is pretty low res. It's really should be, and I think otherwise they're pretty good resolution, but I didn't have a. I don't think I had my own Mac to do it on at the time. I was using my work Mac. Like Zach, I'm a trained graphic designer, so I was using the Macintosh at work to do it. Yeah, I've never. I don't think I'm really that good a colorist or digital painter or anything either. But it was what one had to do, I think, at the time. So yeah, just in time for Photoshop.
Nice. Good timing.
Yes.
Adam
Did-
Hughes still uses version 2 of Adobe to color his work.
Wow.
Who does?
Adam Hughes,
He uses
No way.
Photoshop 2.
version 2. Yeah.
How does he have a machine that runs it?
He was talking about it in an interview recently. He goes, the computer's going to blow up any minute now, and I'll be screwed because then I have to go learn like 20 plus years of new Adobe.
That's incredible. Just goes to show, right? It's the skill and the
Yeah.
practice of the artist more than the software.
It's all in the hand.
Yeah.
So you can use the same pens and stuff as your favorite artist, but it's not going to look the same.
Exactly.
That's true. We got a comment in here, Matthew Madden again. There's one in Clip Studio you can get called Real G Pen. It adds some texture associated with drawing on real paper. That's cool.
Must be named after the G and Clip pen.
They're the Japanese ones.
Yeah. Where's mine? That's a real G.
I'll bring you up.
That's a real.
Oh, wow.
They're basically like a Hunt 102 kind of.
Yeah. Have you used both the G Pen and the Hunt 102, Zach?
No, I've never used those before.
Yeah. So the G Pen is really sturdy and hardy, and you can press on it pretty hard, as I'm sure you've like realized yourself, to get thick and thin lines.
Yeah.
And then I went back to a Hunt 102, forgetting that it is a really delicate piece of machinery, and it just snapped with the first line because I pressed too hard.
Nice.
So
Did it put ink everywhere?
Well, no, because they don't actually hold a lot of ink. But yeah, it did make a little bit of a mess. So yeah, there are definitely differences. You've got to pay attention to what tool you're picking up at any particular time.
Wow.
I did buy a G Pen from the comic shop in the 90s, but I could never really get the hang of it.
Yeah, they take a bit of practice. What do you use, Ed?
The Pigma Microns when I do traditional inking. So you can get the same kind of effect. You just have to go over the line a couple of times.
Yeah. So Chris Wall, who if you don't know Chris's work, he's worth looking up. He lives down in Wollongong now, I think. But he's one of the best illustrators in the country and one of the best in the world. He did a bunch of covers for Tank Girl for a while, and just done a whole bunch of stuff. So he's in Greener Pastures number 8 as well, if I can just drop that in there again. But
We'll just drop that in there.
but his work always looks like it's been done with a brush, and he does exactly what you were just saying, Ed. He just uses like a micron or whatever it is, and just draws a few lines to get it as thick as he wants it to be. But that would drive me bananas when I know my brush will just do it for me because I'm pressing harder or softer.
Wasn't he supposed to do an issue or something of Bug and Stump?
Oh my God! No, there's a story there. Let me tell you.
Yeah, everyone was waiting for it.
Oh man, I'm not sure how much of this I should say because I'll probably get it wrong, and I'm not sure how much of it is public knowledge or not. But I've seen the pages, and they look absolutely incredible.
Wow.
Oh, cool.
It's not an urban legend. It's a real thing.
Yeah.
You can ask Sexton
look.
sometime when you've got him on your show.
Oh, okay.
I got a question for you, Ed.
Yeah.
Oh.
I get kind of like, have you heard of a character called Rog 2000 by John Byrne?
No.
No, Mike's nodding his head. That's cool.
I've heard of it. I think I've seen it.
Oh, right.
I'm assuming it was a. Was that a robot?
Yeah, it was a robot.
Yeah.
He's got Blank here has got some Rog 2000 vibes going on. I thought you might have been a John Byrne fan.
I do like
Yeah.
John Byrne.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. You were unconsciously channeling him, I think.
Yeah.
Little bit of Eastman and Laird's Fugitoid as well.
Yeah.
I see.
I think it was before we came on air. I was saying it's such a great design, Blank. So wherever it came from in your subconscious, it's worked very well.
They
That's
put,
looking awesome, Mike. Oh, sorry.
Sure.
Put my full screen.
Yeah, sure.
We can have a look at the.
Oh yeah, there's Rog 2000. That's sort of like it looks like it's early 2020, 2000 and something drawing. He came up with it in like 1975 or something. That's why it's got the bell bottom legs and whatnot. It's very kind of the era, but very cool robot.
Oh, that's cool.
And I think he still loves it as kind of a mascot because it's one of the first things he ever created. So it still kind of pops up in places.
Okay. Like the Let's Draw a Comic Book show. I'll make a comic book, sorry. Don't even know the name of the show. Jesus.
Oh, let's have a look at Zach's.
Oh, Zach's.
He's got something going on there.
Woo!
Oh, we're zooming in on the creatures.
Oh,
Death to the
fantastic.
Surface Dweller.
Very good.
Very
Nice.
good.
That's awesome.
You're right. There aren't enough creepy fish people.
Yeah.
Because when I was looking at Bronwyn, I drew the Fomorians. They're meant to be one-eyed giant kind of things. I drew them as like creepy weirdo fish people.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Those creatures, I remember them.
Oh, yeah.
Very cool.
I don't know. Creepy fish people just look good.
They do. It's the Lovecraft, the Innsmouth or whatever,
Oh yeah.
the fish monsters.
Yeah.
How we doing for comments?
Oh God, I wasn't watching. I was too busy watching Mike. Peter Lane says I've heard that Chris Wall doing
That's
some. Oh God, my eyes are going all funny. Sorry. Bug and Stump artwork crazy story. Story. Pretty sure I saw 2 or 3 pages online and they looked amazing. If that made any sense, me reading that out with my eyes going all fuzzy.
Yeah.
There you
I've
go.
seen them in real life, Peter, and there's more than 2 or 3 pages, let me tell you, and they are amazing.
Wow.
I think Chris was doing a bunch of stuff in the 90s. Like, there's, I feel like every book he had something in.
Yeah, he did some Zero Assassin stuff, and
Yeah.
he certainly did a Cyber Swine pinup. I don't know if he did anything other than the pinup.
Oh, okay.
And that Was it Scunge, the punk rock cop?
Oh yeah.
I think he had a backup in that, maybe.
Yeah. But he also had his own comic. He was publishing a comic called Platinum, not to be mistaken or confused with Platinum Grit, but he did his own comic called Platinum as well.
Two issues, wasn't it?
I think that's right.
Don't think I've heard of that one.
It was actually the first thing that I bought when I got a eBay account. Was one of those issues.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
I bought an Alf doll.
I wouldn't even have a clue the first thing I bought on eBay. Given the time period, I was probably drunk.
That's not where I thought that
I did
sentence was going to
call work. And I doubt I was on eBay at work. So I do remember a friend ringing me up and saying, "Hey, you got to check out this new thing called Facebook." Remember that?
Yeah.
Look how that turned out. Oh my god.
Let's have a look at Tim's.
Oh yeah, it's progressing big time.
Oh, there you go. Oh, nice lettering.
go.
It's really hard to letter with the computer, with the...
Yeah. I'm trying to indicate there's lots of buildings without spending the next 4 days drawing them. It's not a small civilization. It's quite extensive. Why do I imagine things that are hard to draw? So the further into this I go, the more shorthand I'm using.
But that's the trick of doing comic books is learning not to draw.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I like where this is going. That's awesome. I just realized the scale difference.
What's that?
Yeah, because you've made the guys little and then
Oh, the scale difference.
Mike's made them big.
Yeah, I'm actually trying to fiddle with it, and I don't think it's going to work. I was going to maybe if I just get rid of that boat, actually, to try. If I do it right, it'll just look like it's in the distance instead of small, and then it'll all make better sense. So.
Or we could go with the fact that the civilization, once you go into it properly, it shrinks you. How's that? Am I going too far?
No, not at all.
It's that the whole Transformers cartoon, but the whole team can fit in the back of Astro Train, who's the same size as them.
Mm.
Oh, what we got here?
Let's see.
Don't drink and eBay says. Yes, this is true, Peter. I bought some very stupid things.
They're usually expensive too.
Mm.
That's an expensive drink.
That's what made them stupid.
Yeah.
They were probably good things until looked at the price and I sobered up.
Well, that's one way to sober up when you see how much you spent.
Well, it's also a big surprise when they arrive because you don't remember buying them.
That too.
It's a
There's
gift
also
from... Go on.
There's the thing where you buy something expensive and then you're like, I don't even want this. What did I buy it for?
Yeah. Was it really me who bought it?
It's a gift from past self to future self. You should be grateful. Stop looking.
Yes. Future me can deal with it.
That's right.
He can deal with the bill. It's affordable right now.
Did you ever have the one where you're drunk and buy something, but it's still like the auction's still going and you're the highest bidder and you're hoping that you don't win?
Oh God.
Because you
I've
always
been
do.
there. I don't know if that was drunk or sober, but I have been there where I've gone, oh, why? Someone outbid me, please.
They never do.
And they never do. And you're like, oh, why did I bid on that?
All right.
It'd be like that. It'd be, what was it? Friends, where Joey bids on the boat. He thinks he's guessing the price,
So,
and he ends up getting it. Yes, I got the closest guess. No, you just bought it, actually. Yes, eBay and drinking, very bad combo.
Good times.
But I had a lot of good comics from it. Ones I couldn't afford and had to find ways to afford. But I got a lot of good comics from it.
There you go. So should we? Go ahead.
I was just going to say, where are we all sitting? Like, I'm in Sydney. Where is everybody? I kind of start to lose track of where everybody is.
Yeah.
Melbourne.
I'm in Melbourne too.
Wollongong.
Right.
And I'm far away from everyone in Brisbane.
Brisbane.
Up where it's not as hot as you guys. Go
I
figure.
gotta say, it's not the hottest place in Australia at the moment.
No. It's humid, but it's not hot.
And our profiles are stacked the opposite way of how the map works.
True.
Yes. Australia really is upside down.
That's evidence if ever I heard him.
Yep. Well, apparently we don't exist. I was reading somewhere.
Hmm.
We're just
always
actors.
good.
We're just actors.
That one's always good fun to read.
Yeah. It's like, oh, cool. I don't exist.
I'm not really sure what I'm doing here.
That's one good thing about digital is you can draw through stuff and then erase it.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out what you were doing there.
So was I.
I'm like, why is he destroying his picture?
I'm still not sure if it's going to work. I might end up getting rid of all of this. But I'm just trying to figure out a way to have everything recede into blackness.
I'm still going with my story that you shrink when you go into this land. I'm sticking with it.
Yeah. It's good logic. Good comic book logic.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's comic book logic at its best. Who was I talking to? They were talking about the comic that they just read, and they haven't read many comics. I can't remember who it was, but I'm like, suspension of disbelief. Trust me, it's all part of it.
Yeah, exactly.
They're like analyzing, going, but it doesn't work that way, and this doesn't do that, and that doesn't. It's like, it's a comic.
Yeah, it's a weird thing when people start reading comics if they haven't really read them since they were a kid, that they don't know how to do it. They don't know how they work. It's really weird. Like it's a known thing that you have to retrain people to read it, because they go, what do I read first, the pictures or the words? And you and I reading comics, we never even think of it. It just it just comes naturally. The reading of the page. You don't read the pictures or the words first. You read the page.
Yeah, exactly.
In high school, I had to number with a pencil the wood balloons in order in a Rob Liefeld comic book, so someone could read them and understand what was going on.
Unbelievable.
That's crazy,
Yeah.
but awesome at the same
Yes.
time. Go figure.
Yeah. There was
Well, I
one
feel
of the
smarter all of a sudden because I can read a Rob Liefeld comic.
yeah.
Oh,
Do
dear.
you reckon it's about that time, Sis?
Oh God, I wasn't watching the time. Yes, it is. It's about that time, people. And they're all going, what's that mean? What it is whatever you're up to, we want a copy of it.
Yeah.
So it's not
Good.
your finished product. It's just to give everyone a bit of an idea of what the comic kind of looks like. The page, sorry, kind of looks like at the end of the show. So
Put me to full
Tim
screen while
and Mike. Sorry, you. Sorry, yep. I'm going to say Tim and Mike. You can probably just message me the picture because it doesn't have to be high res for this.
Okay.
And you can probably do the same, actually, Zach. But a really nice photo. Like try to get it square.
Yep.
And then I'll send it over to Ed, whose name I couldn't remember for a second then. And yeah. And
While
looking at
they
the
do
shop
that,
here, that's pretty cool.
everyone go to comics.shop.
Buy some
Good
comics.
stuff.
Woo!
That one's mine. There's Dave
Excellent.
Dye. That was is that Danny Nolan?
Yeah, it is
Danny
actually.
Nolan's. There's me again. There's Duncan. Angry Squad looks good.
The Angry Squad's cool. Actually, it's a lot of fun.
I sent it to you on Facebook, Shane.
Yep, awesome. Thanks.
Metropolis Satellites. Death Ship Jenny. That's Rob O'Connor's been on the show.
Mm-hmm.
There's the Sears and Doug. Had lots of Sears and Dougs. It looks like Trevor Booths in the thing there. Some more
So what
different
page are
photos.
you on that's seen this many? Oh, you're on the store. Okay, yep.
Yeah. So you got Rob Lyle and Ryan Vella.
Better Hen, that's a lot of fun. Boom Squad, I need to sit down and read that. It looks cool.
There's another one of mine, Sea Mandrills from Earth.
That's what I'm talking about.
Who does that? That was too stupid. That was
Brad
that
Daniels.
Brad Daniels.
Yeah,
Shade
and
and
Monica
Juice.
was Brad Daniels as well. And tells, wow, you got a bit in there, Brad. If you're watching, a bit of a row of you. No Man's Land is Shade and Dew.
Yeah,
Devil's
Reverie.
Toilet, Rob Lyle.
What else? There's lots of these. There's Deshaun Silver did the first panel.
I did
Let's
too,
Make a
didn't he?
Comic Book. There's Nick Cleary. There's tons of good books for everyone.
There you go, Shane. I've just messaged it to you.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
I'll submit it to the moment. I've got a page in Sizzle and Doug in the multiverse.
Excellent.
Oh, nice.
I've
That
got
was a
one
lot
in
of
there
fun
as well.
thing. And Rob did such a good thing getting the orders. It almost was like a story.
Yeah. I noticed
Because
that.
no one talked to each other. It was just all random stories.
Yeah.
And he did the good bookends as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see the stream on Facebook with the thing going through.
All right. Oh, Mike, are you sending it through Messenger or email?
I am just about to do Messenger. Give me just a couple more
Okay, yeah.
seconds.
I was just going to open my
Oh,
email
Mike.
if you're going to send it there.
I left mine half done. Come on.
You finish it
Getting there.
afterwards, and then you send us the
Yeah,
whole
no.
original.
It is nowhere near finished, but it's technology. I'm still learning after 50 years.
Yeah, that's cool. all good. Gives us an excuse to look at more of the shop.
Yeah. Actually, this
You're
may.
just trying to make yours look prettier than mine. Mine and Zach's.
No. Right at the moment, I am probably actually going to send an email because this is going to take too long. Hang on.
Okay, if you want to send an email, that's all good.
Yeah,
So
that'll be
everyone
quicker.
can get their comics caps as well.
Yeah, I've got like, how many I've got? It's like 100, I think.
You mean you've got hardly any, and they need to get in quick.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, there's only 5 left. Get in quick. You'll miss
Is that-
out on
that
the
looks like
next
Neil-
5.
Neil Blandon there. Who
Yeah,
did
that's
that
cool.
crazy panel for us.
Which email, actually?
Any of them, I'll get it from whichever one you send it to.
All right.
If you can send it to the art one, that's probably easiest if you've got that for the drink and draw.
Art at
Andy?
Comics Studio.
Yeah, that's the one.
All right. Cool.
Lots of stuff. The page just keeps going, which is good to see.
Yeah,
That's
there's over 100 titles in the shop at the moment, so
Amazing.
It fills my living room. What, our
What's it,
living room?
Groovy Gravies? There's that Sky's Cabin Library that was mentioned
Mm-hmm.
earlier on the show.
Yeah. Oh, the groovy gravies are all PDFs too. So if you buy them, you get them straight away.
What's the highest number of Groovy Gravy? Because that's a pretty that's a long-lived anthology. Actually, it's another thing that Brad should be really proud of.
Got
I can't
12.
remember the actual highest number that I put in, but I know they had a discussion about this on Facebook, and
Oh,
it
yeah.
might be the longest lived, like years,
Yeah, right.
because he's only done so many a year, so it's gone for a really long time. But there are anthologies that have printed many more issues. That's all.
In Australia?
In Australia, I can't remember which ones they brought up, but it caused a bit of a little controversy on I think it was Australia Loves Comics page.
That Lisa Ray comic there. Go back to where you were. Yeah, Lisa Ray. That cover just reminds me of the first issue of Anthology. If you remember that old. Yeah. The buildings in the background, that big yellow guy. Yeah, that's just all of a sudden that's what it made me think of.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
I wonder if that's
Anyway.
what Duchenne was inspired by.
Who knows? Anyway.
Very Todd McFarlane.
Yeah.
Yes, in hand there. That's cool.
His work's getting really, really good, by the way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
getting real slick.
Yeah.
Looks great. All right, I'm gonna put this page together.
yep. And I will get back to the show because I'm on a totally different tab. Okay, what I'm going to do is bring up my page. So I'm going to get rid of. You got rid of yourself. Okay. Add this to the stage. So, if I'm in this page, I might as well bring up this again. Or where
Thank
I put
you.
it? There it is.
Wonderful.
We are looking at people's Instagrams. So we're starting with Green and Pastures Comics, which, funnily enough, has all the stuff about Kickstarter.
It's a reasonably new.
I was going to say it looks like it's new. I didn't go through this before I put it up.
Yeah. I'm not very good with social media, and now that I've got 2 accounts on every platform, one for me and one for the comic, it's like, it's a little bit too much. So, but yeah, it's that's reasonably new. Thanks for showing it. I could do with some more followers, and then I might be a little bit more motivated to try to keep it current. But my own one, Tim McEwen.
Yeah, I got that one next.
Yeah, that one.
It's funny, you and Zach have 2. Poor old
Yeah.
Mike just has one that I found at least. Anyway, he might have more than one.
Just
I wasn't-
Instagram.
Just
I
Instagram,
wasn't
just one on
following
Instagram.
that. Wasn't following Mike, and I just started following.
I'm very quiet. I'm very quiet. I'm always in the background.
Still, I should have been following.
And that's comforting that I am following Greener Pasture Comics, so I didn't have that embarrassing moment live on the show.
I wouldn't have even thought of that.
And, yeah, good. I'm following Tim as well. Good stuff. More stuff about.
Yeah, if you get past all the Kickstarter stuff, there's other bits and pieces. Yeah.
Oh, is that the list of everyone that's in it?
Yeah, in number 8. Yeah, that's the list. Click on that.
I'll bring it up.
So we were talking about Chris Wall. He's in it. Nicholas Scott, Dean Rankin, John Someriva, the great Gary Challoner, Marty Abel. Marty Abel, who's doing a Kickstarter at the moment that's like at $60,000 or something. He's just killing it.
Wow.
Katie Hollywood, Katie Houghton Ward, Louis Joyce. Amazing lineup. My son, Samuel McEwen's in it. My daughter, Annabelle McEwen's in it. The original writer for Greener Pastures, his daughter Pia is in it. So a bit of a multi-generational thing happening as well. I think it's about four different countries are represented there. Numerous, people from Sydney all the way to Perth. So, yeah, it's a
Cool.
great lineup. Very chuffed to have everybody in it.
Oh,
And where is it at the moment with the Kickstarter? Like,
I didn't bring that up. That was pretty dumb.
It's halfway through the month, so we've got another 2 weeks to go, and it's nearly double the
Sweet.
double the target. So
cool.
I'm really relieved about that. It's my first ever Kickstarter, so it was a bit scary.
Oh, Peter Lane has said 23 issues. I'm assuming he's talking about Gravy Groovy, whichever way around. And he's saying thanks for the Sky Caverns library attention. Not a problem, Peter.
Yeah.
These pictures are really cool. I like this. I like the colors as well.
Thanks.
That you use color to do a whole character.
It's my life drawing, either of people on public transport or actual life drawing models. A lot of that. That one at the top now, the wide one, that was done almost in the dark at a concert. while the support acts were on, I was drawing all of the people in the crowd.
That's awesome.
That was a weird one to do.
how much you selling those for?
They're all in the book. Can't sell them.
Right. Excellent. Okay.
No, they're just practice.
Yeah, cool.
They're cool though.
Yeah.
Well, let's
Thanks,
jump over to Zach. And what am I in? Zach Drew Comics.
What's that, Drew?
Oh, what's Zach Drew? Oh, God.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't see tonight.
How long does it take you to do a page, Zach? You know, with all of the toning and everything.
It depends on the page. So if you look at, say, the one, so her on the horse.
Yep, cool. I'll bring it up.
That to get that to there, that was 8 hours.
Yeah.
Because
wow.
drawing someone on a horse is a pain in the ass.
Yeah, horses are terrible to draw.
And I'm looking forward to getting her off the horse and the horse disappearing.
It's the world
Scene from the Neverending Story. There you go.
So clearly, there's a lot of reference involved, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you have to figure out, you have to remember, like, the person's sitting, but they're not sitting. Like, the card is squatting. And then again, the horse's height ratio to the person who's, like, squatting. And you're like, doesn't always work
Very
out.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, hard.
I like how you've marked the years.
Oh,
So you know that where the drawings have changed over the year. And we've also got What's That Drew without the comics.
That's for like all
Few
the
cool things there.
like pop culture stuff.
Oh,
Bit of
yeah,
Bronwyn
cool.
in there, but it's
Headless Bronwyn, nice. And I'm thinking Ed's finished, so I might go on a mic so you can see a bit of Mike stuff.
Oh, that was cool.
Very
they're
cool.
That's amazing. Is that some digital work there? Was that an ape?
Yeah.
that one.
So I mix it up. So the one above the gorilla, that's painted, just normal watercolors. The one
Oh, wow.
on the right-hand side, just above the two ladies, is painted with watercolors as well, or if not, no, yeah, watercolors, yeah. So, but the ape is digital. The Medusa is digital. The Medusa was in GIMP, and
Oh, no way you use that. Cool.
well, I cycle through different things depending what I'm after. I believe the ape was Photoshop. Yeah, so I'm never static in my style or what I'm doing. I'm always shifting, which is why comic books are a little bit of an issue for me, having to draw the same thing over and over again. That's why I keep the short stories.
Nice. Cool. Well, we'll go back to Ed.
Amazing work.
Speaking of amazing work, let's have a look at this.
Oh, look at that.
Yay.
So
That's
we've
looking
got
great.
Blank sticking his head through the ground. So, hello, secret underground civilization.
Yeah.
And you've got him swooshing out of the hole with the.
We can
Fishy
add a
guys.
word. We can add some word balloons or something to that one maybe later.
Yep. We got got those guys, and then
Yeah.
instantly
Ooh,
death to the surface dweller.
violence.
What?
Love
Why
it.
must we hate each other? Why can't we all just get along?
From the eyeball apocalypse to the fish people apocalypse. I love
Isn't there
it.
something about writing where you're supposed to put your character in the least favorable position each time, to keep the drama going?
Yeah,
Isn't that the idea? Yeah.
very good.
You meant
It's a
to
good
hate
looking
the
page.
character.
That's great. I
Cool.
love that.
And I'll try and find my mouse. There it is. All right, that's gonna do us for tonight for the show. Thank Mike being on,
No props.
and Zach. Thanks for coming, mate.
More than welcome.
And Tim, thanks for coming in and
Yeah,
picking off
appreciate
the
that.
page.
I had
Yeah.
a ball.
Cool.
And we'll thank
Let's hang out with
everyone.
you guys too.
Yeah,
Sorry?
I just said it's great. It was great to hang out with you guys as well.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Good day.
we thank everyone in the chat as well.
Yep.
And we'll thank
We've got
Sis
some
for
comments here.
pressing the buttons and doing the comments. So let's get the last
Yeah.
comments in.
It's just one comment. The other one was about the 25 issues. Awesome, great work, everyone, from Nick May. Thank you,
Thanks,
Nick.
Nick.
He's in half an hour early and he's got the last comment by the looks of it. Oh, no, someone else has jumped.
Matt does.
Matthew Madden for a thanks, guys.
Thanks, Matthew.
You've been outdone there, Nick. Cool. Well, yeah, thanks everyone, as Ed said. And I need to go
It
to the
wasn't
right
half
window.
as bad as I thought it was going to be.
Well, everyone says that, and they said they always have a lot of fun. So I hope
Yeah.
you guys had the same thing. So
Yeah. Well, you asked me a while ago, but I chickened out. So
yes,
Sorry.
I remember
Yeah.
that. And I thought I'd give
Yeah.
you another try.
yeah. Thanks.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Good fun.
And so I guess that's the part where we say goodnight to everyone. Thank you to everyone who turned up. and watch the show. Thank you to everyone who watches it in the future. Remember to like and subscribe. It helps us make more videos. And see you next Thursday. See where this page takes us to the next page.
Well, actually, see you on Saturday.
Oh,
We've
thank
got
you
the
for reminding me.
Saturday show.
See you on Saturday. We've got a special show, a special Australians abroad
The
show.
expats.
We've got someone from London. Is it London? Oh, we'll just say
Yes.
UK because I don't know which
He's from.
city.
He's in York.
York. Okay. We've got a guy from the LA and another one from Singapore. All Australians out there living in other countries.
Fantastic.
We're doing that Saturday, same time as this show, but Saturday.
Yeah.
Okay.
Brilliant.
So I pity the guy in LA. It's 1 a.m. for him. Cool. Oh, see you Saturday, not next week. See you all Saturday. Have a great one, everyone.
Okay, bye.
Yeah.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.